Pinterest. People make these special boards to keep all of their online findings organized. And it used to be all about wedding plans and home decor for millennials. But, as Vogue claims, Gen Z is taking over now, using the platform as their go-to spot for fashion inspiration. They say it's becoming a big thing among young people, and I can confirm because I happen to be a Gen Z myself and I use Pinterest quite often. I'll share some interesting stories behind the creation of the platform, we'll discuss what sets it apart from the rest, and why Gen Z is getting obsessed with it. So let's start with the very beginning and find out how Pinterest was created. This is Ben Silbermann, one of the co-founders of Pinterest. He once said, "I use Pinterest for everything. I planned my wedding on it. When I had a kid, I planned all his stuff on it. So it was nice to discover that I wasn't the only one." Very interesting though is that his life could have been quite different. Born into a family of doctors, it seemed like a natural path for him to become a physician. However, Ben had other plans. After graduating from Yale, he didn't head to medical school. Instead, he jumped into the tech world, landing a job at Google in the online advertising division. It was a big deal, but he quickly lost interest. You see, Ben was all about exploring and trying out new stuff, like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. So at Google, a big corporation like that, he felt stuck. Until one day his girlfriend gave him a little push to quit and follow his dreams. That's when Cold Brew Labs came to life. It was Ben's brainchild, co-founded with his classmate Paul Sciarra, who also had left his job in New York. Their first product, an app Tote, hit the market in 2009. The idea was to replace paper catalog and let people compare prices from different stores. But unfortunately, it didn't catch on, mainly because it was way ahead of its time. You see, at that time, people were not shopping online that much. But the app gave Ben and Bill a very important insight. They understood that people actually love collecting and sharing pictures of stuff they like. And Ben remembered how he used to collect things as a kid, like stamps and bugs. He wondered, why not make a place where people can share the things they love online? So the two friends decided to work on a new idea, building the first version of Pinterest right in their apartment. As they were working on the product, they found out that people on the internet were more into searching for the types of stuff rather than specific brands. For example, people don't search for Asos, Prada or Levi's. They search for a black evening dress, a denim jacket or maybe a pink sofa. So in response to this, Ben and Bill came up with a concept called buckets. These buckets were like folders where people could organize the pictures of things they liked. Now you could have all the black dresses you liked in one bucket and pink sofas for your new apartment in another. Then, one day, Ben bumped into Evan Sharp, who was a product designer at Facebook. They talked about the idea of Pinterest, and Evan totally got what they were aiming for. So, he became the third co-founder and played a huge part in creating the site, especially the grid layout Pinterest is known for. With Evan in the crew, they finished their product. But there was one thing missing. A name. And it's just so simple and funny how they came up with it. They were having a Thanksgiving dinner in 2009 and Ben's girlfriend suggested the name Pinterest as a mix of pin and interest. You pin the things that interest you. As simple as that. In January 2010, Ben put up the very first picture on Pinterest, and that's how it all began. A place where people could collect and share the things they love. However, it wasn't an instant hit. In fact, it took some time for people to catch on. At first, it was a small invite-only platform, which means you needed an invitation to join it. It was like having a secret club where you could create your own virtual pinboard and pin pictures and ideas you found on the internet. People were pinning all sorts of things. Fashion looks, travel destinations, interesting cooking recipes, and so much more. It didn't take long for word to spread about this new cool platform. Everyone wanted to be a part of it. So Pinterest opened the doors wide, allowing everyone to join the club. As it grew, Pinterest added more and more features. They made it easy to add things from the web to your boards with the Pin It button, and even got on smartphones and tablets with mobile apps. But it didn't stop there. In 2014, they introduced promoted pins, so businesses could advertise. And this way, Pinterest also became a serious business platform, with people joining from all over the world. Pinterest is still going strong today. It's like the go-to place to find cool things and share interesting ideas. Its user base had grown to hundreds of millions, making it one of the major players in the social media landscape. In recent years, however, Pinterest focused on making better its shopping features. They want you to have an option of buying things right on their website. This is happening because the way people shop online is slowly changing. And as you can see from the history I shared, Pinterest is all about keeping up with the times, and sometimes even looking ahead of them. Now, in a recent interview, CEO Bill Reddy said that Gen Z is our fastest growing cohort, and they are engaging more deeply than prior cohorts. While Pinterest might not be as popular among young people as TikTok or Instagram, it's slowly gaining traction. In a recent study, they discovered that 30% of young people under 25 associate Pinterest with cool. That's more than any other social media. Even TikTok only scored 20%. But what exactly sets Pinterest apart from the rest? Why Gen Z is getting obsessed with it? First of all, what's really cool about Pinterest is that it highlights sharing things we like. You won't see as much drama or negativity. You won't see people trying to outdo each other or showing off. Instead, it's about finding inspiration and connecting with things that truly interest you. For example, let's quickly compare Pinterest to Instagram. Instagram mostly shows you posts from the people you follow, your friends, celebrities, and such. But Pinterest, it's not about who you know, it's about what you love. And it's all about being yourself and finding your own style. That's why so many young people use it for fashion inspiration these days. Just think about it. It's like having a never-ending fashion magazine at your fingertips, but even better because it's tailored to your unique tastes. It's like window shopping without leaving your room. And the second thing I would like to highlight is how progressive that platform is, or tries to be. And there are a couple of things that show this. First, the ban on weight loss ads. Pinterest is going a step further by entirely prohibiting these ads. As a user, I believe that this proactive approach sets Pinterest as a socially responsible platform that genuinely cares about the well-being of its users. By taking this step, Pinterest not only supports body positivity, but also acknowledges the potential harm that these ads can cause, especially to those vulnerable to eating disorders or body image issues. So, a huge like from me. And talking about body positivity, recently Pinterest made another cool move in this direction. Now, when you look for women's fashion, you'll see different body shapes and skin colors. Before this change, if you wanted to see different body types on Pinterest, you had to use specific words in your search. For example, you'd need to type plus-size bridal dresses. But now, Pinterest wants to make it easier. I think this is a very big step towards fighting this biases that can show up in social media or search engines. Going further, I think it's very nice that Pinterest tries to think about the privacy of its users while keeping the business growing. In January 2023, they teamed up with LiveRamp, a data wizard, to create something called clean rooms. These fancy clean rooms are like safe spaces for data where advertisers can work their magic without revealing your personal info to Pinterest, which is a pretty big deal in the age of online privacy concerns. Although I mentioned that Pinterest is a unique social media service, they don't like to see themselves like this. They try to position themselves as a visual discovery platform, a visual search engine, or a bookmarking platform. And I think this is exactly what Pinterest is. Sure, you can follow people, like and comment on stuff, and even collaborate on group boards. But these social media features are not the main dish. They're just side dishes. Check out their own statement. While other companies want you to live in a virtual world, Pinterest encourages people to live in the real world. We like to say, be yourself and not your selfie. In a world where other social media platforms really want you to get lost in the virtual reality, Pinterest is all about keeping things real, which I personally find really cool. In short, Gen Z is drawn to Pinterest because it's all about them. Their style, their interests, their vibe, and their values. It's a platform that doesn't follow the crowd. It lets you lead the way. And I just realized that I think it should be their slogan, right? So Pinterest, if someone of you happen to hear this, you might want to consider. But what do you think about all of this? Did you change your opinion about Pinterest after watching this video? What is it that you really like about the app and why you personally use it? If you like this video, please support me with your thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more interesting stories around pop culture and entertainment. Пока-пока! Is it correct? Pinterest. Hey, my friend. Cut. And in this video... fun DIY. Okay.